The very first thing we are going to watch here today is a rally. I want to say it's outside of Toronto City Hall. So, all right. And there is a cop who's going to be talking, and they are an active duty police officer. And that to me is the worst part about this, but we are going to watch it. This is an active duty police officer at a you know anti-COVID enforcement rally. So yay! And right off the bat, notice we have right center here an infowars flag. Okay, and beside that, some giant Jesus cross. don't, don't know why the giant Jesus cross is there, but that is a giant Jesus cross.
Christian Infowars.
Yeah, I can't remember what other video we were watching where the cross thing was happening too. Oh, it might have been the storming of the Eaton Center. Maybe we saw it then.
Yeah. Yeah, it was then.
But you are seeing a lot of Infowars flags being like flown here. I think we saw them at some of the Alberta rallies too. So, nothing like having some Alex Jones support at your rallies. Really really wonderful stuff.
Hmm.
Thank you, Terry. So I'm Mary Howard, this is Clay Harnum, and we're two active duty police officers.
So you can barely see them, but it's these two people here that are talking. And they are both apparently active duty police officers next to an Infowars flag at a rally of anti vaccine people. Okay? Two police officers, active duty, at a rally in support of all these assholes who are breaking laws. Isn't that?
I really wish that COVID had instead been some sort of variety of swine flu. Just because, like, the anti-police jokes would be so good.
Yes. I mean, especially because of their beliefs and attitudes, the police are disproportionately being hit by this virus because a lot of them are refusing to get vaccinated. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe if you're going to go out into the public and beat them, it'll be better for you if you're vaccinated while doing it. But even then, they're like, no, I will refuse for anyone to tell me what to do if it means helping people. We are police. We do not help people.
Officers in the province of Ontario. And we are proud members of Police on Guard, and we are proud to stand here today with you.
So they're part of an organization called Police on Guard. I could not find any information on this thing. I tried searching for it, and like because of the words "police on guard," like it hits a lot of options. So, for what little research I put in today, I could not find anything on this group. They could be a Facebook group for all I know. I do not
It's cold and my nose is running. I'm so sorry. So we joined police on.
It's cold.
Better go catch it.
My nose is running. Somebody come quick so I can sneeze in your face and spread immunity to all the people.
Spread immunity, huh?
Well, I mean that's through their eyes. I'm speaking from their perspective, or else the joke wouldn't make sense, right?
Mm. Yeah, because the joke totally made sense otherwise. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Well, it's like Dennis Prager wanted to purposefully get the COVID. They're probably the types of people who would host like a COVID catching parties because they think that natural immunity is better than the vaccine.
What is this? Are you guys kidding me?
Oh God.
Sure.
Always bots trying to follow me. I do not believe this is a real person. But if it is, get vaccinated.
because we saw measures
Aaron,
being
my
put into
son.
place that we felt actively conflicted with an oath that we had sworn. I'm fairly new to policing. I've only been on the job for under 3 years. So I recently swore this oath, and I feel like it's
We could watch that video again.
Welcome in, Baron Trump. Oh god, Baron, my son.
I have been defeated.
Daddy.
We have been defeated. From Take This Pill with Daddy.
Oh my god.
It will all be over soon.
that clip is quite fantastic. We do, as she said, she has been a police officer for 3 years, so it has not been that long.
So I want you to hear it. I solemnly swear that I will be loyal to Canada, that I will uphold the Constitution of Canada, and I will, to the best of my ability, preserve the peace, prevent offenses, and discharge my other duties as a police officer faithfully, impartially, and according to law, so help me God.
Wow.
So she reads this oath, and my guess is like the reason for her reading this is to state like, I swore this oath, and therefore I should dutifully fulfill this oath. And then when it comes to actually living up to this oath, she's going to say that when it comes to enforcing these COVID mandate stuff, they're really not constitutional or something like this. So therefore, I would be disobeying my oath if I were to sort of like proceed with these things. But then it's like, that's not how the law works, though. You know, if this really isn't a law, or at least if it really isn't constitutional, or if it violates the charter, then you need to actually challenge that in the courts. You don't get to, as a police officer, by fiat, and as if you are the judge, decide that something is unconstitutional. That is not your job. You know? And here's the thing is...
Not yet.
Yeah.
In Judge Dredd world,
Yeah.
it will be.
And here's the thing. This is another big issue with just policing generally. It's just like, they really do think they're above the fucking law. It's like... And that, like, they're above the law in ways that harm other people, you know? And they can get away with it. Where it's like, what are the other things they tell us about police officers, right? It's like protect and serve. They're here for public safety. They're going to protect and serve. Meanwhile, they refuse to get vaccinated during a global pandemic. Who are you protecting? Who do you care about? Hint, they only care about themselves.
To create order from chaos. But since I've joined and since all of this has started...
That language sounds very reminiscent of Jordan Peterson. Right? I'm here as a police officer of 3 years to bring everything from chaos to order. What is...
It sounds like they think they're a fucking Jedi. Like...
Well, like, that's what, like... What... is everything... I'm just trying to think of, like, in their minds, like, that, like, if they weren't there to make sure that people pay their parking tickets, that somehow all of society is going to collapse into chaos. Sure.
I have brought peace and order to my new empire. Your new empire?
It's the mean streets of Toronto.
No. The mean streets of the former Galactic Republic and now the First Galactic Empire under
Toronto?
the rule of Emperor Palpatine, Jody.
I didn't.
The rule of Emperor John Tory.
I didn't realize that the police of Toronto, Toronto City Police, are intergalactic right now. I didn't realize that. They got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, in the same way that, like, the New York Police Department is, like, has an overseas section and is also larger and better armed than, like, most militaries globally.
It would be amazing
In the same
if a
sense,
local
the
police
Toronto
force,
Police Department.
if a local police force invaded another country. An American local police.
I wish.
That's how we
Someday.
know that the city of New York is.
I mean, Palestine's already there, I guess.
Well, yeah, but that's not the New York City police yet.
That is. Oh, that is.
Fair. Touche.
And that line, in my mind, has been compromised. For some reason, police services have abandoned everything that we're about. We're trained investigators. I've seen none of that happen.
No, you're not. What? Trained investigators?
Investigators, yeah. Didn't you know that? When they
You get a bachelor's degree in like fucking sociology or whatever, and then you go to like pig boot camp and like learn how to shoot a gun, and they just like send you onto the street. What fucking investigative skills does
I mean, you could be like
the
a
police
detective.
college teach you?
Isn't there like levels of like the people who do like investigate crime scenes and stuff like this? But that won't be the like boots on the grounds people. But like I don't know like what position she was in the force. But she's going to talk about like enforcing COVID restrictions in a bit, which leads me to suspect that she's not actually one of the people who like documents crime scenes.
No. She said that she claimed, or they both claimed that they were active duty police officers. Like, they're not.
Crime scene investigators.
If they
They're not
were
CSI?
detectives or CSI people or like whatever, they would be bragging about that, of course. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, but instead they're like grunts who are supposed to be on the front lines enforcing COVID restrictions. Is what we're gonna find out. Oh god,
yep,
the dude
their
holding
boots.
the Infowars flag also is wearing an Infowars t-shirt. So that's fine.
Hell yeah.
In regards to this pandemic, we're meant to look at things impartially and without bias, and investigate situations before imposing restrictions, limitations, or punishments.
They're supposed to do things without bias before enforcing various things. Tell me a police officer that does that. You know, police officers known for their lack of bias. My god. I love these. I love the image these people create for themselves. You know what I mean? But notice as well, it's like this person's like, I want to be able to have the space in order to for me to make a decision as to whether or not to uh, arrest someone disobeying COVID laws. But like beyond that, I should have the right to beat up people who I just think like look at me funny and I don't like. That should be totally within my right as a police officer to do, but I should have the freedom to choose not to if I want to. I should have the discretion whether or not I'm going to enforce COVID. I hate these
That doesn't appear to be happening. Our colleagues, a lot of them appear to be brainwashed. Our services appear to be so influenced by politics and the fear of economic reprisal that they've completely backed down. They've capitulated. For some reason,
I love like somehow the ones that like get vaccinated and wear masks, they've capitulated and they're buying into politics. Me, the one politically outside standing in a rally and talking to a crowd of hundreds of people about me as an active duty police officer not getting vaccinated, she thinks she's doing absolutely nothing political by doing this.
Nope. There's no voting. There's no elected officials. It's not politics.
Here's what frustrates me too. When I was in PSAC, again, like we had police officers who were unionized, and whether or not the ethics of that, I mean, I was mad at my union that we had them unionized, but whatever. And I was at a conference where there was members of the police union, and we're all at this thing, and it happened that right next door, Doug Ford was holding a convention. So a bunch of us were like, "Fuck yeah, let's go next door in the evening when they're holding their convention and hold some things up." So, we ended up going there and blocking traffic for a bit and making the conservative conference annoyed that we were like delaying things by blocking the traffic going through. It was fun. We did it. Had a good time. But the police officers that were there said even if they wanted to come with us to do this, they're not allowed to actually like protest or engage in anything political. This is what they told us. Now I realized that they were probably lying and were probably conservatives and all that shit, even though they're a part of a union. Even though like maybe if you're attending a union conference, you might be more to the like not as far right as other cops or something like that, but like at the same time it's like these other police officers are willing to take a stand and join a protest. They're all just pieces of shit at the end of the day. All the cops suck, whether the people were lying to me before or they were telling the truth. All these people still suck, but I don't even know. Maybe they are going to get reprimanded for doing this, but like I get the feeling, given that they're known and are a part of an active group called On Guard for Thee, that maybe their higher ups know of their existence and have chosen not to reprimand them for doing this. So. Which I wonder if they were to engage in a left wing protest. I'm guessing they probably wouldn't have a job anymore. For what it's worth.
They're not supporting us. And it's wrong, and I'm ashamed, and I feel that my badge, my brand new badge that I was so proud to receive, has been tarnished. But I just want to say,
I love, like, there's been several incidents of, like, police beating people in Toronto, and that didn't tarnish her badge. But what did tarnish her badge? The fact that she was told to enforce the laws as given to her by the government of Canada. that is what tarnished her badge. We supposedly democratically we elected this individual. The individuals that we elected voted for legislation. That legislation went into effect, and she was like, "No, I don't want to." And that's what tarnished the badge. It had nothing to do with like all the other things that police do that are completely shit. That to her makes the badge sparkly and fresh.
I mean, yeah, that's how you clean it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Viking.
I did have a late join, so if I'm interrupting, but yes.
We are just mocking
Hello?
police officers, right? For what it's worth.
I know it's the Infowars flag. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah. I don't know, like we already spoke to it. The dude also is wearing an Infowars shirt, but notice the giant Jesus cross behind him as well.
Yeah, that's an interesting look.
But yeah, yeah, there's nothing much to it. It's just the fact of thinking these two up here, they're active duty police officers standing by this weird, what can only be described as a statue. They're standing beside that, and like next to this giant cross and the Infowars flag, while saying they're ashamed of being police officers for enforcing COVID restrictions. So.
Oh yeah, I joined partway through. I kind of gathered what was going on, and yeah, it's like you mentioned, it's like all the other stuff that's reprehensible that she may have bear witness, if not done. Like that didn't tarnish the badge. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good to know where you stand.
I mean, granted, she's only been on the force for 3 years, according to her. So
that's this might be my bias, but that's more than enough time to see some real weird shit, especially in Toronto.
I realize as saying that, I'm giving her way too much benefit of the doubt, but still, she might not have experienced the real gruesome stuff. She probably has experienced everyday run-of-the-mill racism and other.
Just probably like roughing up the homeless or whatnot. Yeah. That's cool. That's the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was she enforcing the removal of the homeless encampments? Was she okay with that? Did that tarnish her badge?
If she's working there in the last 3 years, she was in that. Like she was working during that time it's been happening because it's been always happening every year. Like
I know, and it's been pretty brutal for the last because the homeless population has grown because of COVID, and then they have very aggressively been removing them from parks around Toronto. So my guess is she's been involved in that, and that to her is perfectly ethical. Let's just remove people, destroy, throw away their tents and their only property that they have.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like it's not like if like not necessarily making light of the situation, but it's like yeah, moving their stuff is like not necessarily the worst thing. Like if you want to compare it, but like destroying their stuff because they threw a lot of the stuff in the
Nope,
garbage.
just threw it out. Yep, they're terrible people. The terrible people are the police officers. And these are like
Anyways,
a level above the terrible people because they saw all that and were completely okay with it, but then they were told to enforce a
you have to
vaccine
enforce, yeah,
mandate.
yeah, like mandates or even just like basic, like even prior to vaccine, like just basic, like health restrictions or like
Yeah,
either like I have to like go on a call because some ding dong is like yelling at some bar or a restaurant or whatever, like because they don't want to wear a mask or whatever. Like, cool.
yeah. She gives one example. I guess it might be coming up.
That I still believe that there is hope. Police on Guard has given me so much hope. Right now, when I joined, well, I joined a while ago, but when I joined, it was more retired duty than active members. And in the last few months, that's done a complete flip-flop, and we are now more active duty members than retired.
So I'm curious if you know, uh, Viking Man, if have you heard of this Police on Guard for Thee group?
Yeah, enough of it that I'd rather not comment too much.
No, fair enough. Like I've never heard of them before this, and I found it very hard to find any information
Yeah, it's a
whatsoever.
fairly newish thing.
Fair.
Like it's sprung up because pretty much because of the COVID stuff. But yeah, it's it's dumb is what I can
Yeah.
best way to summarize it.
My own assessment is I figured it might be just a Facebook group or some kind, or is it maybe a little bit more beyond that, or is it pretty much a Facebook? Or is that too much
Largely
of a
Facebook. Yeah,
yeah?
it's got legs in other places too, but like largely it's been rolled through Facebook.
That's a,
At least as far as I've seen it.
yeah. Yep. I just found it weird because it was the first time I heard of that. Yep. Good to know that these people are a part of it.
So the sleeping lions are slowly starting to wake up, and I'm seeing it more and more and more. And they're fighting. And we are now together. Our thin blue line might have been compromised, but that line's expanded. And for the first time, we are standing together with all of you freedom fighters who see what's going on and who are awake. And we're now standing shoulder to shoulder, holding that line with you for the first time.
So this when people say AECAB, this is why. Okay? Where you've never seen think about this. You've never seen in your life police officers say this about any other movement or any left-wing movement. They only say this shit for right-wing fascist shit. Always. They will risk everything to come out in front of these people and be like, "We stand with you, good citizens who refuse to do your duty in stopping the spread of a disease. We stand with you." But when it comes to any other cause, they're like, "Nope, can't get involved. Can't do it." Like the people at my union, just can't do it. Can't get involved. Got to keep my hands clean of it. But they're more than willing to participate in this shit.
Police officers, join the Canadian National Liberation Army today.
Yeah.
Hey.
The Freedom Fighters.
Yeah, I was going back on the On Guard for the website again. It's like there's like a shop and a donate option in the bot. Like it's not quite front and center, but it's there bold enough.
Got a grift. Got a grift.
It's got to fundraise somehow, and muffin bake sale ain't going to cut it.
But again, if they're still active duty, then they're not even being reprimanded for this shit. Unless there's shit we
Nope.
don't know about. Yeah. Yup.
Well, but I'd imagine even if there was like stuff we don't know about, we would find out soon enough because it seems to be it's been the type to like not stay quiet long.
No, I mean that's the thing. If they got let go, then that's the moment to grip because now you're a martyr. It's like,
Now you're martyr time. Go.
yeah, like the professor at my university who like nobody knew about her when she was just raising a stink, but as soon as like she came out saying like I think she was no she didn't resign, but there was like lawsuits impending because she was fighting them for like putting her on reduced duty or whatever. She was suing.
Yay.
So that's when she's in the spotlight. And now she does like speaking gigs with Charles McVady and Ezra Levant. So that's let's see. I think the example's coming up next.
I had a story recently. I was speaking with my sergeant. He came in, we were at parade. It's where they brief us about what has happened and what's going on in the community. And my sergeant said to me, I think we're going to get a call. I think we're getting a call to an arena. There's a dad there who's for years paid for his children to play hockey. He's not vaccinated. He has an exemption. That exemption is over 10 years old. And he feels it's his right to go to that arena, sit down, not wear a mask, and watch.
So I don't even understand what scenario she's saying here. So let's try to walk through what she just said. She said, my sergeant told me that he thinks we're going to get a call. What the fuck does that mean?
Like that's like because like if you like anyone that's paid attention in the last few months since the vaccination rollout and since hockey practices at like whatever your local arena has been, there's been cases of like parents like stunt, like even my city there's been a case of like some dumb parents trying the stunt, and even a police officer did this.
But there's also a difference between because like you could like cold read the situation and maybe on any day you could be like similar to being like I like going to a crowd this large and going I'm picking up a person with an M name. Right? Like if you go there is going to be someone we're going to get called to like a hockey arena because someone refuses to wear a mask. That would like
the only way you're
But then
I was gonna say it's like sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, but then the example gets hyper specific. It's a specific person. So why would he say they think they're gonna get this call?
It's like it's a Friday afternoon. There's a hockey practice at one of the arenas. I think we're gonna have to go in, guys. There's probably gonna be someone coming in,
but
causing a stink.
But this person also. So this is the other part that gets weird. She said that the person is medically exempt, and the sergeant acknowledges this, but said that it's like 10 years old and it's been expired or something.
What?
What does that even mean?
COVID vaccines haven't even been out a year, like a full year, like to the public.
But like, it could be that this is someone who's medically exempt from other vaccines, such that like he can't even get the COVID vaccine because he's exempt for these ones. Like for the ones. It could be something like that, but then it's like, yeah, but then you have to like make sure that you go through the process to get that sort of like registered. Like, why would all of a sudden he now can't get that registered? I don't understand what's going on in this.
You're trying to make logic out bullshit.
Well, that's the thing. No. It's probably completely
Jody, you're being,
but like
you're doing the same thing you always do, where you're just like, oh, whoa, what if this like, scenario they actually had a reason?
No, but this is the
and
thing.
It's like, no, it's probably like they have a religious bullshit. Like,
I mean, but that could be. But like the point being is like, even if that was the case, that should be at least explained. But here's the thing: it's like it could be that what she's saying is just completely made up.
It's and the reason, emotional appeal.
The reason why I'm going through these motions is to just point out how absurd this fucking story is, because I'm leaning towards this is made up. I don't think this really happened.
Oh, definitely.
But we'll see. I think it goes. We're gonna get some more details here.
Not wear a mask and watch his kids play hockey. And I said, of course it's his right. I went in immediately and I spoke to my sergeant and I said, absolutely, there's no way that I will walk to that arena wearing this uniform and I will escort that man off the property for doing something that he is completely entitled to do.
Yeah. Muda made point there, yeah.
Why not wear a mask?
That's like wear a mask. It's like, yeah, no, it's like people I know that have like there's only like 2 people I know that have like genuine vaccine like allergies, and it's like they're like I wear a mask, and the people that I know that have issues with wearing mask, it's like I just don't go out in fucking public. Like I don't deal with this shit because it's not worth it.
Yeah,
And it's pandemic.
it's just like he's entitled. I mean, like
My freedoms.
they would take people out of a McDonald's for loitering. They would
Oh yeah.
they would take someone out of a McDonald's for not wearing a shirt. Like it's amazing that like somehow we're in a pandemic, so it's like this person's refusing to wear a mask and therefore putting others at risk. And she's like, but he's entitled to do that. Meanwhile,
You're
they'll
forgetting.
fucking harass homeless people in McDonald's.
Oh yeah, it's a poor issue obviously too, and that's I was gonna say too. It's like you're forgetting the baseline issue. They're rejecting the virus as a thing, so it's like, well, we gotta respect their beliefs.
Yeah, they're entitled because I don't believe COVID's real. Meanwhile, COVID's affecting police officers in a disproportionate rate. Yeah, that's in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, right? Yeah, totally. Entitled to watch hockey. Yeah, exactly. You're in Canada. You're entitled to watch hockey in Canada.
My sergeant told me, well, it's prohibited activity, it's trespassing. And I once again said to him, it's not prohibited activity. He's paid to be there. He's done it for years. And every business, I understand they're private, but there's a reasonable expectation to what you can and can't do in those businesses that are open to the public.
What?
What?
I understand that they're private businesses and there's like rules that are involved in that, but like when they tell the people that I like to not do things, they can't do that. They have a reasonable expectation that they're allowed to
Oh
be
my
there.
god. This might be going another tangent to like the locals I've had here, but we've had people like go into private properties and like complain and like go at them, and it's like, oh, this is a public area. It's like, no, this is a private store. Like it's open to the public, but if you're being belligerent, you're asked to leave. If not, you're trespassing. Ergo, trespass comes into effect.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
like this is not. This is so basic. Like,
no,
why?
like listen, Muta just stated it. Hockey is a human right, so you're
The right to bear stick.
yeah. And hello, Corted. Again, like this person is a current active duty police officer.
Yeah, like she's like you said, she's worked for 3 years. I can almost guarantee in Toronto that she's had to go for a trespass call. Like it's almost unconscionable like to like work in Toronto for that amount of time. Like it's a short time. I get it, but like you get those trespass calls a bunch of times.
But even if her story is correct, her sergeant said, "Dude over here is breaking the law." And
Yeah,
she's
like you have to deal with it.
No.
Like and like as far as like the work police do, it's like going for like a trespass call is like the most easiest thing you could do. It's like, please sir, you have to leave. If not, they get cuffed and like escorted off the property. If it's anything more than that, like them being violent, then they get brought in. Like it's kind of like it's routine.
No, but she refused to do it as if she's like a civil rights hero, you know. I refuse.
Gotta stand for that right to party.
But it's like this is again, I mean it's the same thing when you watch like police officers abuse any of this shit where it's like they themselves don't know the laws that they're supposed to enforce. Either intentionally because they're harassing you and whatnot, or they are just completely stupid and don't know the actual.
A bit of both sometimes.
Yeah. So it's great. Police officers, great, wonderful. I love it.
But yeah, like I mentioned too, it's or like I'm kind of inferring also, it's like trespass things are like something that like rookie cops get to learn pretty quickly.
Yeah. But COVID isn't real, so therefore hockey is a human right.
So I want you to know that I have your backs, and there are others like me
few battles. A war. Oh, it's a war now. Okay.
It's even the fact that she said we're working hard behind the scenes.
Like, fuck off.
That's, I mean, it's not just fuck off, but like that's fucked up. Could you like?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
You would imagine, like, the fact when I saw this, and the fact that Rebel just posted this video standalone on their fucking YouTube page. Like, imagine if this was like a Nazi rally, and the police officer's like, "I'm working behind the scenes for you."
Ooh, I don't like this.
And
Ooh,
standing
no.
beside an well, she's pretty much like she's standing beside an Infowars flag.
Yeah, I was gonna also say too, like, sort of, let's give kind of like not necessarily benefit of the doubt, but like role reversal. It's like, let's imagine this cop is on like a left side, like even a mildly left leaning, like like support, like, right? It's like we're working behind the scenes, us cops on the left. Like, wait, what? Oh no!
Immediately,
the outrage.
Yeah, they would be fired. They would be fired before they even get to the rally. It would be.
It's like you're in this group. Okay, bye. Here's your no pension for you.
And granted, I don't want police in any left movement either, for these very reasons.
Well, yeah, even just like a matter of like, this hasn't really been a thing, so it kind of shows you in that where they lean.
Yeah. So fuck these people. I guess that's that's the end of this segment. It's a little concerning, and maybe you know, I don't know if you're in the Toronto area. And you know someone who's safe and willing to call the police place. Police headquarters, I guess is what they call it. And just be like, hey, have you heard of, what's her name? Let's get her name again here. We got, have you heard about Erin Howard? How is she doing? How's Erin Howard today? Do you think maybe she should be reprimanded? Yeah.
Wonder what her
this is Ontario.
Yeah, does she say what her rank is? Because yeah,
it might not even.
Surprised they haven't put that in.
Might not even be Toronto. She mentioned her colleague too. I don't remember what his name is.
Province of Ontario. Province of Ontario.
Oh,
Well, I'm Erin Howard. This is Clay Harnum, and we're two.
This is what?
Why
Clay Hard-On? I don't know.
Clay Hard-On?
I
don't think that's his name, but that's what I heard.
Harnum. Clay Harnum.
Clay Harnum?
Yeah, it's Erin Howard. Okay, it's right on the police on guard page.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there you go. They might not be from Toronto, but they're speaking in Toronto. So either way, you don't want them on their police force regardless of where they are. So find out where they are, and I mean, I the only thing that prevents me from going further with this, to calling the police headquarters and telling them about this, is if you're in a really small town, that might not be great if it means that the police know that you're against them. So at your own risk, if you feel safe, do what you gotta do. But like this is fucked up. That's all I gotta say.
Hello, my rebels. Hello, my rebels. I'm a good boy. I'm a weirdo.